Welcome to the Medicare Trail Guide with Rick Reed. That would be me, where we make Medicare easy and help you avoid getting lost in the woods. Um, Today's topic is going to be what Medicare actually covers and what it doesn't cover. It's kind of important. But first, I'd like to tell you a little story. It's kind of a little bit about me. Um, the native Salish people tell stories about a large, kind, hairy, bipedal creature that lives in the forests of the Pacific Northwest. And this creature is known as Sasquatch. Okay, well, I was born in and raised in the forests of the Pacific Northwest. So you should guess that maybe I'm a Sasquatch. It's just, one of those things. Okay, so about me, Sasquatch. That's enough about me. Most people think Medicare covers everything, and it doesn't. And that misunderstanding can cost thousands. It does cost thousands. Today, I'm going to break down what Medicare does and does not cover. So let's kind of break it down into three basic parts. Part A is hospital, covers inpatient stays, skilled nursing, hospice. Unpleasant thought, but hospice. But deductibles apply. Not unlimited coverage. There's a cap on it, and you have copays. Okay, we call this pay by stay. So you go to the hospital, you pay when you go there, the deductibles, and so on and so forth. And then you get out, you go home, and you go back again, and you pay again. Okay. So then there's part B, medical. Well, those cover your doctor visits, outpatient care, X-rays, labs, MRIs, preventative services, vaccines, those kind of things. So that's sort of, part B. Now, typically, it's an 80-20 cost share thing. And that can be a gotcha, if you will. No cap on out-of-pocket expenses. It can just go as high as it wants to. It's, if you will, pay by the visit. So simple comparison. Part A, pay per stay, deductible plus daily costs. Part B, pay per visit, 80-20 costs sharing, if you will. Now, an average doctor charges during a hospital stay. A hospitalist, a physician's visit, if you will, that guy comes and checks on and says, "How are you this morning?" Well, it's $150, $300 kind of money every time he comes in the room and says hello. That's part B, the hospital. Okay, now a specialist comes in, your cardiologist, a pulmonologist, a nephrologist, whoever the guy comes in. Well, they're between $200 and $500 kind of fees every time they come in. So the guy comes in and checks on you. Your cardiologist comes in and says, "Hi, good morning, how you feeling?" That costs you somewhere between $200 and $500. Again, covered under Part B, not Part A. That's to get you in all of it. Now, an initial consult, when you first go in there and you're talking to those people, that's between $300 and $600. Okay, another one that's very expensive. So now, what the client actually pays, that'd be you in this case. Under Medicare Part B, Medicare pays 80%, the client pays 20%. Now, so per visit, the client pays roughly, $30 to $120 out of pocket per doctor visit. So every time one of those doctors comes in your room, it can cost you up to $120. They just say hi, it's a visit, right? So a typical scenario, hospitalist visits, you're in the hospital for daily for 7 days. Maybe 1 to 3 specialists involved. So the pulmonologist, maybe a cardiologist, a nephrologist, whatever it is that's ailing you for you to be in a hospital, right? Oncologist, whatever they are. So they total bill between all of them somewhere between $1,500 and $4,000 in physician's charges during that time frame. Well, you're going to pay $300 to $800 out of pocket on that. Part A doesn't cover that. That's your share under Part B. So even when you're in the hospital, every doctor who walks in that door can generate a separate bill. It says here in my notes, they will. They'll all generate a bill. It can get ugly, okay? So that's Part A and Part B. Now let's move to Part D, prescription drugs. Now, prescription drugs, they cover medications. I mean, that's just pretty simple. They cover medication. And this is where the thing gets you. Different plans, depending on who you get your prescription drug plan from, have a different, what's called a formulary. So each drug is classified as something and it has names and it's part of their formulary. So maybe insulin under one is called one thing and it's called insulin B on the other one. And they may not have the same brand and they may cover them differently. They'll all have an insulin, but it'll be called something else. Okay, so now there's other expenses to do with that. You're going to have deductibles and copays and so on in Part D prescription drugs also. Now, what Medicare does not cover well, and this is something you need to think about when you're going on Medicare, and that is they don't cover dental very well. Original fee-for-service Medicare does not cover dental at all. They don't cover vision. They don't cover hearing. They don't cover long-term care, and you have no out-of-pocket protection. I mean, it's just unlimited. It can be huge, and it just continues to go away. So Medicare is a foundation. It's not full coverage. It's a good foundation. Don't get me wrong. Medicare is a good thing. But there are other things you need to consider and make sure when you make your Medicare decision that you think about those other things and that you provide coverage for yourself so that you're not left holding a very cold bag with a big bill in it. So Medicare can feel like wandering through the woods. It's true. Squatch, that's me. I help you find the right trail. There's many, many options for you to consider, many ways of covering your expenses, deductibles, copays, and so on. If you want help building that coverage around Medicare, I'm more than happy to help. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone approaching Medicare age. And if you need help, visit my website, readagency.com. It's spelled RIED. Or call me at 602-370-3042. I'll be glad to sit down with you and go through your specific situation and match you with a particular plan. I won't try and sell you anything. You don't owe me anything. My services to you are absolutely free. There's no charge to you. How's that? I work for you. And so use me. Let me help you get the maximum benefit out of Medicare.